Hey everybody, welcome back to homerecordingmadeeasy.com, learningtomix.com, and here on my YouTube channel. And this time out, we're going to take a look and compare two of the SSL channel strips plugins that I own, one by Universal Audio on the left of the screen here, and one by Waves on the right of the screen here. We're going to listen to it on a drum bus, bass bus, electric guitar bus, and a keyboard horns bus. And we're going to kind of compare the two and just see what sounds different, one sounds better, which one do you like, and just do a comparison, because I get asked about this a lot. Is the Waves one sound as good as the Universal Audio one? Even though I don't have a Universal Audio rig, people ask me, how do they compare? So that's what we're going to do in this video. So before we get to that, if you like what you see in this video, hit that subscribe button below. Also go out to facebook.com/homerecordingmadeeasy and follow me there. And for more tips, tricks, concepts, and training around all aspects of home recording, be sure to go back to homerecordingmadeeasy.com and sign up for my 5 free quick mix training courses. It's worth about $110 in value. Absolutely free. Go on my homepage, sign up for my email list. You get those 5 free courses, and then you also get discounts and other coupons for other courses I have throughout the course of the year. You can get stuff at special pricing that is not made available to the general public. So be sure to go to homerecordingmadeeasy.com and also check out learningtomix.com and see what I have going on over there as well. So now let's head on into Studio One. So here we have on the screen here 2 channel strips here, one by Waves over here on the right, as I said, and one by Universal Audio. These are both the SSL E channel strips. The Waves one has been around quite a bit longer than the new release of the SSL here by Universal Audio. This is the newer version on the left, not the legacy version. So this is fairly new, only a couple of years old, the Universal Audio version. The Waves version goes back quite a ways to that. The main difference, although they're laid out very similarly, the main difference between the Universal Audio one and the Waves one is the re-release of the Universal Audio one. Up in the top left-hand corner, they modeled the preamp section of an SSL desk, as well as the output section here, the fader itself, the channel, and all the analog componentry that's involved in that, where in the Waves version, which is an older version, as I said, you don't have a preamp section, although they say they do model the output section. So, and it's dictated here by a little analog switch here in the bottom right-hand corner of the plugin. So we're going to listen to the differences. Other than that, they're laid out pretty much the same. The funny thing about the way they're laid out is on the Waves version, you can see the EQ section is on the left and the dynamic section is on the right hand of the plugin. We're on the Universal Audio version. The dynamics is on the left and the EQ is on the right. So the Universal Audio version is more true to what a real SSL E desk is like. This is the flip of it. But other than that, it's the same. So what I did was I put this on a raw track. Let's close these for a second. As you can see here, we have a raw session here, kind of a fusion jazz track here. Drums in brown, bass in blue, green is the guitars, keyboards and horns are in purple, with the exception of some phase correction on the drums by Auto Align. There are no other plugins on this session. The only plugins that are going to be here are going to be on I'm going to take these off for a quick moment here. These are on the vocals, which we're not going to listen to. We're going to remove all of those. The only thing we're going to be listening to here is we're going to be listening to the buses, and that's it. Nothing on the master bus as well. So let's start off with our drum bus here. Let's listen, and we'll open up both plugins here, and I'll kind of walk you through the settings. Here is the SSL on the drum bus, and here is the Universal Audio. Okay, I'm going to bypass both of them right now, and we're just going to play the raw drum track. So here is the raw drum track, somewhat balanced, phase corrected, no other processing. Okay, here's raw drums. Okay, here's the Universal Audio. Raw drums. And here comes the Waves. Universal Audio. Okay, so let's look at what I did here as far as the drum processing goes, and we'll compare them back and forth. Did you hear the difference between the universal audio and the waves? There is some subtle differences. Let's take a look at here at the plugin. So on the universal audio in the top left hand corner, as I said, we have the preamp section. We have the line in section, and we have the mic pre section, and you turn that on and off by this flip button. I'm using the mic section because you're going to get a little bit more coloration that way, and yet you don't have that option on the waves version, and that's some of the difference in the sound here and the openness of the sound to my ears of the fact that they modeled the preamp here. Underneath that, on all the drums, now the settings are exactly the same between the EQ and the compressor on both plugins. We're using a fast attack here on the compressor. We're doing a pretty quick release here with a 4:1 ratio on the plugin here, and then we're just dialing the threshold to taste to achieve about 3 dB of compression or so. You'll see it here, 3 dB of compression on the gain reduction meter. Okay, we have a filtering section down here in the bottom left-hand corner. We're rolling off around 20 hertz to get rid of the low end, the real low end. On the EQ on this side, we're using at about 5K, we're doing just about a 3 dB bell curve, a little bit of a bump there. We're not doing anything on the high mids. On the low mids, right around 450 hertz, we're taking out about 3 dB to get rid of some of that hollowness, that mid-range boxiness. And then around 60 hertz, we're doing a little bit of a 3 dB bump to give the kick a little bit of low end. Okay, those settings are exactly the same on the waves version of this plugin. I was careful to make sure that they're as identical as I can get them. And then I level match the plugin by turning down the output as I'm boosting up the input, especially on the preamp of the universal audio. So you're getting kind of an apples to apples comparison. It's as close as I can possibly make it. You can see the screen here. You can freeze frame and study the settings. The settings are almost identical, or as identical as I can get them. Okay, so that's what we have going on there. So once again, I'm going to start with the universal audio, and then I will mute it, and then I will go to raw drums, unprocessed, and then turn on the waves so you can hear the difference. So here we are with universal audio. Raw drums. Here comes the waves. Now I'm going to go back and forth between the two. Universal audio. Waves. Universal audio on the end there. So the universal audio to my ears, again, I'm not sure how it's going to come across on YouTube, has a little bit more of an open sound to it. It's a lot more open on the top end. It has a little bit more crack, a little bit more presence. The universal, the waves is a little bit warmer. And again, I attribute this mostly to this preamp. When you put it on the mic side, it really just adds a lot more color, and it's a lot more interesting sounding to me, the universal audio version in this particular case. Okay, so you can always rewind it and re-listen to that. So we're going to leave it on the universal audio version for now. We'll just close these two plugins. And now let's move over to our bass, and we'll go ahead and we'll mute the drums just so you can hear the examples here. Let's listen to bass. Okay, here's the universal audio. Here's the waves version. That's the raw audio, no processing. Here's UA. Here comes waves. Universal audio. Waves. UA. Okay, so again, it seems a little more open in that upper register here. So again, the settings are the same. If we look at our compressor here, again, we're doing a fairly, a little bit mid to slow release. We're doing a 4:1 ratio here. We're achieving about 3 to 6 dB compression at its highest point with a fast attack. Same thing on the Waves version, fast attack. You can see the compression settings are pretty much identical. On the EQ setting here, we took it right around, let's see, right around 1.5K or 1K. We did about a 6 dB increase in the upper mids to bring out more of the top end of that bass. And on the low end, at right around 150 hertz, we did a 3 dB increase. Okay, same thing on the Waves EQ, or as close as I can possibly get it. So again, let's listen to the start with the universal audio, and then I'll go back and forth between that and the Waves. I'll call it out so you can hear it. Waves. UA. So what I hear there on the Waves has a little bit more of a girthier, warmer bottom end than the Universal Audio. Universal Audio sounds a little bit thinner to me, with the settings being the same. Now, you could always just jack up the low end if you wanted to on the UA. And you can increase that a little bit. So I mean, you can get them to sound close. It's the Waves. So that bottom end sounds a little bit warmer to me. I kind of like the Waves a little bit more on this, but the Universal Audio has a little bit more color to it because, again, due to the preamp. Okay, so that's on bass. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the accumulative effect on all the buses between both plugins so you can hear the overall difference. Let's go to our electric guitars here. Okay, here's the UA. One quick second here. Let me make sure I get the Waves version up here. Okay, here we go. So we'll walk through the settings quickly again. So again, we have a low cut filter right around 200 hertz, and everything below is gone. On the EQ side, at about 5K, about a 3 dB increase on both, on the bell curve setting. And then that is it on the EQ side. On the compression side, again, we're using a fast attack. We're doing about a 4:1 ratio, and our release is more towards a quick style release, and we're achieving about 3 dB-ish, a little bit more than that of compression on its highest point, about just clipping that 6 dB. So here's Universal Audio. And here's Waves. Universal Audio. Waves. Okay, so a lot more similar sounding to me. Still a little bit more open on the Universal Audio side, but really much more close in tone to my ears. Okay, so that's the keyboard, or that's the guitars. Now the last thing we're going to take a look at is we're going to take a look at there's a horn track and a keyboard track, just kind of bust to one thing here. So let's do that. Let's listen to this one. Okay, so again, on the EQ side of things, we have right around 8K, about a 2.5, 3 dB bump on the EQ side, and that's it on the EQ. On the compression side, we're using, again, a fast attack. We're doing about a 4:1 ratio. We're doing kind of a slower release. Settings are the same, and we're trying to achieve about 6 dB of compression at most. On the low cut filter, we're doing around a 90 to 100 hertz roll off. Okay, so let's start with universal audio, and then we will go to the waves and we'll go back and forth. Waves. Universal audio. Waves. Okay, do you hear a difference? So now what we're going to do is we're going to listen to the whole band here, and we're going to go ahead. Let me unbypass both plugins on each side, and we're going to turn them all on and off in unison, so we can compare all 4 channel strips to each other. And then we'll end this video. So these are the differences. You want to know what the differences are in tone? Here they are. So we're going to start with the SSL by Waves. What I'm going to do here is we're going to go ahead. We're going to solo all this up. We're going to turn off the universal audio, and we're going to listen to the waves. I'm going to shut off the SSLs. The waves are the top plug-in here, the first chain, the first insert. The second insert is the UAD. Okay, now we're going to get a slight little pop with the UAD turning on and off, because that's just because of the way that it works, but it's not too bad, so you don't have to worry. So here we go. We'll start with them. We'll start everything unprocessed, and I'll turn on the SSLs. Then I'll turn off the SSLs, and I'll turn on the universal audios. Okay, so here is unprocessed, and halfway through we'll do the switcheroonie. Keep your eye on the power switches here. This is waves. Universal audio. Waves. Still on waves. Universal audio. Waves. Waves. So there you go. So there is a difference between universal audio and between the Waves SSL E Channel Strip. They both sound fantastic. Which one do you like more? Really doesn't matter. They're both great. To my ear, I tend to lean towards the Universal Audio one a little bit more. It's got a little bit more open of a sound. It's got a little more color to my ear. It's got a little bit more richness to my ear. And I think the majority of that is to do with the fact that the preamp is modeled, and it's a newer plugin. It's quite a bit newer in the release of it. So maybe the modeling accuracy may be a little bit more accurate than the Waves one, but the Waves one sounds fantastic as well. And I was been using that for years anyway. So if you're looking for an SSL channel strip and you don't have a universal audio rig, the Waves is certainly a fantastic substitute. But if you have a universal audio rig, I highly recommend you at least demoing the Waves, the UAD SSL, because it sounds fantastic. And if you don't have either one, go demo the Waves. You know, you can demo all these things for 14 days. Channel strips are great. SSL sounds great, and they're both great plugins. So I hope you found this somewhat interesting and helpful. My students and my followers have been asking for this kind of a comparison, so I wanted to show it to you. For more videos like this, make sure you go to hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified the next time I post a video. And as always, go back to homerecordingmadeeasy.com. Don't forget to download your 5 free training courses right on my homepage there. You can't miss it. It's right on the main screen. Check that out. And until the next video, this has been Dave with homerecordingmadeeasy.com, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.